Hey, welcome to Helium 10 Insights Dashboard tutorial. In this video, we're going to show you step-by-step how to use this tool by Helium 10. It helps you with managing your Amazon business, get suggestions for keywords and suggestions for competitors. We're going to show it to you step by step, so hopefully it's going to be helpful for you and your Amazon business. In the description, you are going to find free trial and account of Helium 10 with really cool discounts and a playlist with over 150 videos that show you how to use different parts of Helium 10. And today with me, Carrie Miller from Helium 10. She is an Amazon seller. Also, she's with Helium 10. She's going to help us today with this tool called Insights Dashboard. So, Carrie, welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Thanks. How about you?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing well and excited to share another tutorial with you. We did some things on Walmart as well, different tutorials. So I'll leave it all in the description and hopefully it's going to be useful for our viewers. So Can you explain to us what is this tool and how it can help us?
Yeah, so Insights Dashboard is an incredible tool to help you manage your business. I know there's a lot of little different things that we're looking at all the time. So we've done a lot of work to compile everything into one place to save you time and to help you give you a visual to kind of see an overview of your business. So you can see your profits and, just your revenue. You can break it down by profit or product. But also what I really love is that you can actually monitor your competitors and keywords. So with competitors, you can see what your competitors are doing with literally just logging in. You've set up the parameters and it's going to give you insights just right away, which is amazing because otherwise before this, you would literally have to go to each individual competitor listing to see what they're doing, what their price is, what their, images are, what their copy is saying, and if they've changed it or not. So we have some great competitor kind of insights and alerts that will help you to track your competitors to see what they're doing, especially in, really busy times of the year where you're really competitive. And then also we have a keyword section, and this keyword section is really helpful because you set it up with different parameters and we're basically pulling that information in from Cerebro for you automatically. So we're going to give you keyword suggestions every day of, maybe keywords that your competitors are capitalizing that you aren't. And so it basically makes all of this kind of automated and quick and easy. So that's pretty much a little overview of it, but I'll go ahead and start with just the competitors. Okay. So this right here is the revenue, and you can see actually your top products. And if you are using Adtomic, you'll be able to see advertising metrics and then latest orders. So you can play around with that right there. Up here, you've got insights, and there's a bunch of different insights. If I take a look down here, this insights settings section, this is where all your insights are that you're going to set up. So there's a bunch of different things. Today, I'm going to focus on the competitors first. That is what we're going to kind of set up and show you is how to monitor your competitors. But literally, you can go in and set up any of these. You can set it up for, pay-per-click, getting suggestions for keywords. You can set up inventory management. You can do listing optimization, whether or not your listing is suppressed, your own product performance, like sessions and page views, all kinds of stuff like that. And then refunds. But again, I'm going to focus on the competitor section here. What we're going to do is I'll show you first of all where you're going to set up your competitors. Now, this is going to be a list of all of your keyword or your products, and you can see it at the parent level, the child level, or the SKU level. Okay. In this section, I'm just going to do the child level, and we can see every single child listing. If you have a lot of listings, you probably want to just group it by the parent. But I'm going to go to our coffin shelf, for example, and expand this down. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the competitors tab. This is an incredible section where you can enter in your competitors. Now, if you log into Insights Dashboard, it might already have these populated for you because we do basically populate them for you, but that doesn't mean you have to keep those. You can edit those competitors. And if you have a list of your top 5 competitors, you can just copy their ASINs and put them in here. Or we also have a list of suggested competitors that we'll list down here. It's still loading here, but basically these are all the kind of suggested competitors that we found that are similar to your product. So we've already chosen these 5 ASINs, so I don't need to do anything else here. But right here, you'll get a quick overview of what's going on with each competitor. You can see their price, their monthly sales, their revenue. You can see, if they're using a coupon right now and all kinds of great stuff. But the cool thing about Insights Dashboard is you get to go in depth. Okay. So if we click on this competitors tab, all the competitors that you add in on that products tab are going to show up on this page. And it's this little sword icon over here is where you're going to find all your competitors. And this is where literally when you click on this page, all of the information is going to be very readily available to you. So you're going to be able to see, price changes. You're going to get basically alerts here. So right here, we set an alert for a review count because we wanted to see if our competitors, review count increased by a certain percentage. So we got an alert there. We wanted to see if our competitors changed their main image, and we got an alert because they did. They've changed it a few times. We wanted an alert to see if there was a coupon added on our competitors' listings. We wanted to see, BSR information, and if they've, added in a subcategory. So all of this information is just right at your fingertips, and you're able to see it right there. Now, all this information down here, you can see kind of just stacked on each other. You can see the monthly sales, the monthly revenue. So it's kind of a very easy overview and glance at all of your competitors. Now, the way that you set this up is you're going to go into the Insights settings. You're going to click on Insights settings. And this is where you're going to set up the competitors. Okay, so we're going to just hit this little arrow down. And so we're going to customize this. So this is competitor change price or coupon. So if you want to see if your competitor has increased their price by a certain percentage, you can put it here, or you can do a dollar amount if you wanted to. If you want to say, hey, I want to see if they increase their price by $1 or whatever it is, you can set that up. You can also say if they've decreased their price. I know a lot of competitors are doing that right now. And, we're in Q4 particularly. You can see if they're decreasing their price, so you can stay competitive. You can also check this box to see if they're offering a coupon or if they've taken their coupon off. So this will give you, when you set this up, all of these alerts that you set up are going to show up in this spot right here. You're going to see all these insights right here. So I'm going to continue on with the competitors here. So the next thing we can customize is the competitor change their listing. So if you want to see if they've changed their title or their main image or their category or subcategory, you can check these boxes and it'll let you know. This is very helpful, especially if you see that your competitor is kind of split testing their main image. You can see that and see kind of what they're doing. And if they're adding little touches that might make a big difference, that you can also add to your product as well. So really, really helpful insights there. And then the last thing here is competitor performance. So you can track, whether or not their BSR has increased or decreased by a certain amount or a percentage or just number. You can also see if they've, gotten a certain number of reviews increase or decrease, like maybe they got their reviews taken away or something like that. So you can see, especially those competitors where it's like, okay, all of a sudden now they have, 1,000 reviews more than they did yesterday. What's going on here? So you can take a look a little bit deeper as to what's going on. You can also see if their sales are increasing by a certain percentage. So, that's a really helpful thing is, to see, okay, all of a sudden one day they're selling, 10,000 more than they usually do. Well, what are they doing? Did they send outside traffic? What's going on? Did something go viral? You can kind of do an investigation in your competitor and see what's happening with whatever they're doing to, increase their sales. So this gives you that insight quickly. And now before we had this insights dashboard here, we had to do this literally one by one. You'd have to go to all your competitors. Now you can literally see them all in one spot. And it's extremely easy to just kind of monitor what's going on within your niche. So I absolutely love this competitors dashboard for that reason, because it just gives you those up-to-date alerts. Do you have a
It's
question?
somewhat similar to the market tracker, Carrie, right? Of Helium 10.
Market tracker is going to be a little bit different because they're really tracking revenue more, and they're kind of showing you the different competitors that are coming into the market. So what's really helpful about market tracker is you can take the competitors that you see coming into the market and you can put them in here and track and see what they're doing. So basically, we'll give you those suggestions in market tracker, and we do give you suggestions here, but you can see a lot of kind of revenue increases and things like that as you're tracking competitors. So you can see kind of up and coming competitors. Since you can only track 5 per ASIN on the Insights dashboard right now, that's a good way to kind of keep tabs on the overall market, because you can have a lot of different ASINs in market tracker. So you're going to be able to see kind of overall what's going on. And if there's new competitors, you can swap them out in here and for your top 5 competitors. But yeah, that's basically a good place to kind of set that up and then feed it into here. The next thing I wanted to show you is keyword research. Now, keyword research, people are always asking me, like, how often do you do keyword research? And, I don't do it as often as I should. And I know a lot of people have this same problem. And so what we've done is we've basically automated the process to bring to your attention some potential profitable keywords that maybe your competitors are now capitalizing on. We bring this information from Cerebro. So basically what we're doing is we're going to set up an automation here in Insights dashboard, and it's going to bring this information in from Cerebro. So I'll show you how to do it. What you're going to do here is you're going to go back down to this My Products tab, and we're going to just expand. Here's our egg tray here. This is where you're going to see your keywords. Now, keywords right here, this is basically going to have all the keywords that you have in your keyword tracker already set up, but you can also add keywords here if you want to. You can just kind of add them right into this list and then hit start tracking if you've kind of found some new keywords. But this is where we kind of wanted to put everything in one place so you could see it all at once. So this is the rank tracker. So you can see where you're organically and sponsored rank for any of these keywords that you're tracking. But this is where it gets fun, is the suggested keywords. So you're going to set up some customizations that I'm going to show you, and it's going to give you suggestions every day for competitor keywords or your own keywords. So this one right here is a suggestion, fresh egg holder countertop. It's literally got 1,200 search volume. So we can click on here and we can set to track that. And that's super helpful, for just kind of figuring out, some new keywords that your competitors might be capitalizing on that you're missing out on. So it's an automation. You can also delete the keywords if they're not a really good suggestion. That's a very, very helpful thing. You can also see relative rank here. So when you hover over this, you can see where you are in regards to your competitors. So if you are ranking for that, it looks like we're 83rd right here in comparison to the other competitors that we have in here. So usually it'll be out of 5. We only have 3 competitors uploaded here. That's why there's only 3, but usually it'll be up to 5. But you can see that ours is bolded down there. And you can see that we're 83rd right there. So you can see where you are in regards to your competitors. So very helpful information. You can also see your click share and conversion share if you have brand registry and you're connected your Helium 10 account to Amazon. You'll be able to pull in all of this information here. But the way that you set this up, again, I'm going to go to the insights settings here, and we're going to click on keywords. So there's different insights types. So you can check here to see just for yourself if your organic keyword rank has dropped. You can also see if your sponsored keyword rank has dropped. You can check here and customize for keyword suggestions based on your own product. So these are keyword suggestions are based kind of like, take a look at this, what's going on with your own keywords. So you can set up the search volume. You can say, okay, I want to see all the keywords where I'm ranking between 1 and 10, or if I kind of get into, drop down into the top 10, it'll show you that. If you wanted to see keywords that you're kind of ranking for that have a certain number of keyword sales, to bring it to your attention. So that way you can kind of focus on, say, hey, okay, this is a lot of keyword sales. I need to kind of take a look at this particular keyword. And then word count is I always put that at a minimum of 2 for those longer tail keywords. So you can set that up right there. But then I think my favorite is the keyword suggestions based on your competitors, because this is where you're going to really find some great keywords. This is where you're going to find some keywords that your competitors are capitalizing on, but you have potentially missed. So you can set up, okay, I want to see at least 500 search volume, whatever you want to do. You can do a minimum of 200 if you wanted to. Position rank. So I want to see, you can see where they're ranking. Position rank is basically your competitors' organic rank. Okay. So wherever they are, you can say, hey, I want to see when they're between 1 and 10. But then this advanced rank filter, I really love. And this is basically saying, hey, I want to see where a minimum of one of my competitors has dropped in between 1 and 40. And it'll alert you to any keywords. You could change this to maybe 1 and 20 if you wanted to see kind of those really competitive keywords. So any keywords where there's at least one competitor that's ranked between 1 and 20, I'm going to get a suggestion. And I'm going to be able to see that. Or you can even change it to 1 in 10. So maybe some of your competitors are now dropped into the top 10. At least one of them is in the top 10. You're going to see some of those keywords. So maybe only one of your competitors is targeting this keyword and they've found it. You're going to be able to see that automatically. So that's extremely helpful. So once you've set those up, you can go back to your, keyword suggestions, and that's where they're going to kind of populate every day. And they're going to come in here from Cerebro. And again, you can either, delete them or add them to your, your keyword tracker. If you're not indexed for them and they're really relevant, that's probably something you can kind of take a look at and say, okay, I need to add this to my listing, see if I can get indexed for it. You can see the search volume, so you can see how important those keywords could be for you. So really, really helpful stuff, especially when you can see where you are in regards to your competitors all here on this dashboard. So this helps you to kind of keep on top of keyword research without having to spend too much time on it every single day or every few months. It's just going to do it automatically for you. So those are some of the kind of the newest things on Insights dashboard that are very, very helpful. I would say a lot of time-saving things that are happening on this Insights dashboard here for you.
Yeah, definitely something I should also do more, I think, is to up to date with the keywords, because maybe new keywords pop up for the same product, because maybe for some reasons, like people start searching for products in a bit different way. You can either do that through Cerebro itself or here with this tool is going to do it automatically for you. So you're going to have them popping in like every day or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you will see, and you can either remove them or add them to your listing. And yeah, that's really important, to be honest, like, because otherwise, let's say you've set up a listing like 2 years ago, you did a deep keyword research, great. But then maybe a year passed and, the world changes. So kind of the keywords change too in a way. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So that's
Cool.
the Insights dashboard. Really, really helpful. Love this tool so much. And I've had a lot of sellers say this has been a game changer for them. So I really think it is something that's very, very helpful.
Awesome. So we're gonna have in the description again the free trial account of Helium 10 and the best discounts. Yeah, hopefully this tool is gonna be useful for sellers. We have the playlist with all the other tutorials for Helium 10 that I have, and I have a playlist with Carrie with the tutorials for Walmart as well. And we have a full A to Z tutorial kind of almost all of the Helium 10 tools. So maybe useful as well.